The last time that a 2016 Republican presidential candidate was interviewed by the Christian Broadcasting Network, it was Jeb Bush, who indicated that he supports discriminating against gay people based on religious beliefs by business owners. And also he insulted all gay parents, saying the only place for a poor child is with heterosexual parents. So that didn't go too well for Jeb Bush, at least in the non-bigot community. Now it's Marco Rubio's turn. And again, Lewis, it did not go well. This was an interview with Rubio that was published by the exact same Christian Broadcasting Network. In this one, Republican presidential candidate Marco Rubio suggests that pushing to legalize same-sex marriage and gay rights represents a threat to the very survival. It's hard to even say it seriously. A threat to the survival of Christianity. Let's listen to Rubio, again, going the route of the bigot on Christian Broadcasting Network.
Today, his deep faith drives public policy decisions on social issues like traditional marriage.
We are at the water's edge of the argument that mainstream Christian teaching is hate speech. Because today we've reached the point in our society where if you do not support same-sex marriage, you are labeled a homophobe and a hater. So what's the next step after that? After they've done going after individuals, the next step is to argue that the teachings of mainstream Christianity, the catechism of the Catholic Church, is hate speech.
Why can't anybody just ask this guy a follow-up, engage Marco Rubio, say, okay, Marco, specifically, how would Joe marrying Jeff threaten Christianity? I mean, tell me specifically, how would it affect your marriage? How would it affect the child? What would it make them think that would be so bad? Explain what it would do to the banking system. I wish that they were ever followed up with, Lewis, to actually walk us through how gay marriage is an existential threat to Christianity.
Well, we know what happens when you ask follow-up questions to Marco Rubio. We saw that on Fox when he was trying to answer questions about Iraq.
Yeah, he implodes, giving 10 different answers to 8 different questions.
Yes, and he looked very uncomfortable. It's in their best interest here to make Marco Rubio look good when they're interviewing him.
Yeah, the Christian Broadcasting Network doesn't want to make anti-gay bigotry look illogical, right? They want it to look as logical as possible, and the way to do that is not to follow up. And obviously, Christianity is fine from a legal standpoint. It's the only religion that gets a federal holiday in the U.S. It's the predominant religion in the U.S. by far. Every single president has been some flavor of Christian. Christianity is fine. It just isn't going to be, hopefully, a sort of get-out-of-jail-free card to discriminate. It's only Marco Rubio's narrow brand of Christianity that might be in trouble as people wake up to what is right and moral. The extremist sects of Christianity seem more retrograde, and yes, people will hopefully start to question their involvement with those extremist sects.
I agree. Yeah, if this means that there is a danger to those extreme sects, then I am in favor of that.
And there are thousands of denominations of Christianity. You can find plenty who perform same-sex marriages, as do many Jewish synagogues and other religions. Plus, if all of Marco Rubio's concern around gay marriage law and gay rights is Bible-based, number one, it has no place at all being a factor in the laws that we make as a secular society. And number two, until Marco Rubio argues that we should be stoning adulterers and making divorce illegal, he's just a hypocrite cherry-picking elements of his extremist interpretation of his religion to try to push while ignoring others, and that's something we see all the time.
And I wouldn't be surprised if during his next interview in a different setting, he might have a slightly different answer about this when he's asked about it.